All right, everybody, we are back with a new Spotlight AOT video. Today we are doing Levi Ackerman. Um, there's been, I don't know, he's one of my favorite characters in the set, so I'm really excited to play him in Spotlight and in Standard. Uh, he has this really cool gameplay where, yeah, sure, he gets +1/+1 to all of his charge and/or weapon attacks. So in Spotlight, I think he's probably one of the best characters, just because he's able to he doesn't need as many attacks um, in his hand to kill you with like cards like Risky Maneuver and the fact that he could just reuse an attack from earlier in the turn. And the cool thing about him is he also says Enhanced Commit. Add one weapon card from your card pool to your hand. So if you happen to like maybe poke a bit and keep a couple weapon cards in your hand on turn 2 to block their turn 2, you can commit him to return a block to your hand for the next turn. So like High Velocity Slice has Breaker on it. So you would Breaker them and then commit him to return it back to your hand. So as always, we always like to sort by difficulty. Let's go ahead and get into it. Double Bladed Spin. It's a 4 difficulty 3 check, 3 mid for 4. I would say it all in Levi stats. So it's a 4 mid 5, mill 3. You get to add a weapon attack and up to 1 weapon foundation milled this way. And Deadlock Blitz, your rival sacrifices 1 foundation. So this allows you to refill your hand after maybe a deep string, or you play this, do the cool thing, play another attack, pick the double bladed spin up, do the cool thing again. So you could turn it. You could potentially be almost like a 10-hander, which is crazy. Next is 3 copies of Grin and Bear it, 4 difficulty 3 check, 4 low 4. Lose a health if you do, +1/+1. So it's a 6 low 6 in this character, which is really good on turn 2. It's going to be very, very hard to block it, and yeah, without spending some resources. So it's pretty cool. Levi's Overhead Strike, 6 low 6. If your rival, a 5 difficulty 3 check, if your rival has lost health this turn, comma, I can read, this attack gets -1 difficulty. So it's a 4 difficulty, 4 low 4 that clears another card from your card pool to keep stringing. So really what you could do is you can play this on a 5, play another attack on a whatever, pick it back up. I do have Line Up the Shot in the deck. So I thought about adding Line Up the Shot, and I'm like, but I think Coordinated Strike would fit well in here. I just don't own any copies, so I wanted to put in cards that I owned. So that's why there's nothing in here. 3 copies of Risky Encounter. Yeah, it's risky. It's the best attack it's the best rare in the set. It might be the best attack in the entire game right now. This card's dumb. Everyone knows what it is. Everybody wants it. Everyone wants to be it. Everybody wants it in their discard pile. 4 copies of High Velocity Slice. Breaker 1, Stun 1, 5 high for 6. If this is the only attack in your card pool, add the top card deck to your momentum. Let me see if I've added momentum stuff to this deck. Oh yeah, vertical maneuvering equipment. And let's check our foundations real quick. Oh, spend a momentum for damage. Let's make sure I didn't totally. Okay, spend momentum, draw 2 cards. Okay, I didn't totally bogart it, because sometimes I forget to add momentum dumps into deck. So we have a few momentum dumps to this. Cool thing is that this is one of those neat cards that I mentioned before, that if we want to keep it, block with it, return with it, we get to do some neat things. 4 copies of Line Up the Shot. 5 mid 6 gives it Throw if it's the only attack in our card pool. So really with Levi, we could technically play this and another attack all game and just return this to our hand the entire game and just throw people to death. So it's pretty neat. This is probably 2 copies of vertical maneuvering equipment. When I go back in, it needs to be 2 copies. This card's insane. It should be a unique. It should have a gate on the damage and all that good stuff. It just should have unique on it to begin with. 2 copies of Chomp. Breaker 2 gives us some defense. Lets us destroy problem foundations of 2 or less. It's not terrible. So foundations. Got our blanks. They're high blocks, which is better than being mids. 2 copies of This Is My Chance. Gives our first attack 2 speed, and then if they completely block it, we get to do it again. It's kind of a non-bow with Levi because we don't want our first attack to be blocked. But it gives us some speed that it may have them think twice, because we play Grin and Bear It. It's a 6 low 6. It's an 8 low 6. Are they going to block it? They may not even attempt to try to block it. 2 copies of Take Out Its Eyes. We need some more damage somewhere because our character only gives so much. Gives us a momentum dump as well. I'm with you. When we destroy this foundation with some of our effects, which really is only willing recruits, I believe. Yes, it gives us -5 damage, or if we're able to eventually get, like, if we mill and it hits the discard pile with this, we can remove it for 2 extra damage. More often than not, it's just in there for the low block and for the extra -2 damage with willing recruits. We don't have a lot of health. We need to be able to defend. Commit -2 speed on a spam is really, really good. Also, if our opponents are playing the 7 difficulty and greater packages, it gives us -3 speed. 1 copy, Get In, Get Out. It allows us the best part about this card is it can't be flipped by rival effects. So Reiner can't flip it. They have to figure out a way to deal with it. Ooh, excuse me. It sacrifices if we have exactly 1 card in our one attack on our card pool, clear it. So what we could do is have this on board. We line up the shot, ping him for 7, play an attack, pick up, line up the shot, get in, get out, then play and line up the shot again. So we can do double throw, or we can do like double velocity slice, which is pretty sick. Mikasa defeats the female Titan. If we block an attack, it deals no damage. Very good. Disrupting plans. If we've sacked a foundation, this enhanced step, it gets +1 damage. We have no way to actually. This is more just for a filler card. If we need to somehow we get offensively sacked, like we're fighting Reiner, or if they use an ability on a foundation that says, "Hey, destroy foundation," and it allows us to get some damage. Granted, this should be replaced by something different. Probably more copies of this and another copy of Draw Your Swords, maybe. We're depending on our block zones. But yeah, like this card's just a filler card until we get more, like, better cards to play, which means we probably should just play more of these. We got 3 copies of Draw Your Swords. Oh, duh. Sacrifice 1 foundation. We have this. This sacrifices 1 foundation, so this actually makes sense. So it makes everything a +1/+1 stun 1. And Deadlock Enhanced Attack gets 1 speed. Sorry, everybody. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's 1 stun, 2 damage. My bad. 1 stun, 2 damage. So it's stun kind of is speed, so it's +1/+2. Duh. And then this thing works too. So we can sack this for 2 damage. Yeah, I'm so dumb. I'm sorry. I'm a dork. I'm a dork. I can't believe I looked over this. I feel so stupid. Final words. We don't like a rival foundation. We pop it. At the end of the turn, pop it. And then our turn's over. This is Sins of the Past. It is definitely some risky maneuver hate. It's just discard pile hate in general. We don't want we can start getting rid of attacks, getting rid of riskies, getting rid of ways that they can play cards out of the discard pile. Also, sacrifice, spend a momentum, draw 2 cards. Willing Recruits, sack 2 foundations, -3 damage. We don't have a lot of health, so if we have to partial block, this changes the math. Aaron's Sidestep, -2 speed for a flip. Completely block, defensively draw. That's fantastic. This card's probably going to end up being a 4 of in the end. 2 copies of Futile Attempts. Commit, first enhance, -3 damage. So we pop this. We commit this, destroy this, and destroy 2 other foundations for -3 damage. It's -6 damage. It can basically just totally negate an attack. So into our board, we got 1 copy of Vertical Maneuvering Equipment, an extra Get In, Get Out, 2 Nape Strike if backups become a thing, extra copies of Mikasa defeats the female Titan, We got more Sins of the Past, more Side Steps, and more Chomps. Just to fill out sets and make these cards, if we need to take these in, put these in, makes them a little easier to find. So we have 61 cards. We can probably bump up that a bit, probably one or two more. We got 24 highs, 21 mids, 17 lows. Play 20, 38, 1 and 2. So guys, that's it. That's what I was able to do in under 12 minutes. So that's pretty cool. So again, do all the algorithm things. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Deck list will be in the description box below. And as always, take care.